Hi guys, welcome again to Science in 5. In this video we're going to discuss distance, speed and average speed. Distance is simply the length of path traveled by an object, okay? And we measure it in meters. So if an object moves from A to B, it has to follow a certain path. How long is that path? How many meters are involved? That tells us the distance. How fast does the object move between A and B? Well, we need to discuss the speed. Okay, so the speed is the rate at which the distance is covered. When we say rate in science, we just mean per second. Something is happening per second. So the speed will be equal to the distance traveled over the time taken. Okay, the speed will be equal to the distance traveled over the time taken. Usually encourage learners, if they're learning the speed formula for the first time, make this little triangle where you can place the speed v here and the distance there, and then you place the time there. So speed equals distance over time. Okay. The units will be meters per second, which becomes m dot s to the power of -1. Now suppose that the object travels 5 meters in 2 seconds. The speed will be 2,5 meters per second. Okay, and then during the next section, the object travels 12 meters in 3 seconds. The speed will be 4 meters per second. Why? Distance over time, 12 over 3 will give me 4. And then let's say in the last part of the journey, the object covers 16 meters in 4,5 seconds. So if I say 16 over 4,5, I get a speed of 3,56 meters per second. So because the speed really remains constant during a journey, we can refer to something as that we term the average speed. It's more correct to speak of the average speed because you don't have the same speed during the journey. The speed keeps changing, okay? So the average speed will be equal to the total distance traveled for the entire journey divided by the total time for the entire journey. So when you speak of average, we're looking at the entire journey. Okay. All right. So in this case, this will be equal to, we now need to add the total distance. Well, the total distance traveled is the 5 plus the 12 plus the 16. So we're going to say 5 plus 12 plus 16. Then the total time taken will be the 2 plus the 3 plus the 4,5. 2 plus the 3 plus the 4,5. Right? What will this give us? Whatever answer we get there, that is our average speed. So this is the same as 3,47 meters per second. So to calculate the average speed, we need two things. We need the total distance and we need the total time. Okay. So now let's suppose we've got an example where we're told an object travels 500 meters in 2 minutes in the first part of its journey. It then travels at 4 meters per second for 20 seconds. And then finally 2,5 kilometers at 5 meters per second. Calculate the average speed correct to 2 decimal places. We already know that the formula for average speed says that we need the total distance over the total time. Okay? So there are 3 stages to this motion. Can you see that there are 3 stages? Okay? So let's get the distance and time for each stage. Stage 1, 500 meters in 2 minutes. Okay, so the distance is 500. The time, 2 minutes, is 120 seconds. Stage 2, 4 meters per second for 20 seconds. So the time we can tell is 20 seconds. The distance, how are we going to get the distance? Well, we know that distance is going to be speed times time. So it's going to be 80 meters. Then finally, stage 3, 2.5 kilometers at 5 meters per second. Okay, so we've got distance is 2,500 meters. The time will be distance over speed, 2,500 over 5. It will give us 500 seconds. So now we can calculate the average speed. Okay. Now we can calculate the average speed. How are we going to calculate the average speed? Well, we're going to add the distance values and we're going to divide by the total time. So we've got 500 plus 80 plus 2,500 all over 120 plus 20 plus 500. We add that, the 500 plus 80 plus 2,500 all over 120 plus 20 plus 500. It gives me 4,8125 meters per second. But we need to round off to 2 decimal places. So I'm going to focus on this digit here, the third digit after the comma, which is a 2. So since that number 2 is less than 5, I'm going to leave my answer as 4,81 meters per second. So that's it, guys. That's the introduction to speed, distance, average speed, how you can do it. Okay. Remember, to calculate the average speed, you need the total distance and the total time. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys around next time. It's been fun.